Nottingham Forest have confirmed their first signing of the new window. I really don't want to do this. Good morning, good evening, or good night, wherever in the world you are, whatever time of day you're watching this. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, at least up until now. And welcome to your latest Nottingham Forest transfer news. In today's video, we will be talking about the first signing through the door. I'm so excited about it. I love reopening old wounds. If you're just as excited about it as I am, please don't forget to hit that like button. I wouldn't blame you if you disliked it. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And don't forget to go check out our summer merch store where you can pick up all kinds of fun, light t-shirts to get you through the heat wave that hopefully will come to the UK. All right, guys, let's get into it. And let's talk about the exciting first signing of the summer window. Chris Wood has officially confirmed what we already know. And that wound is being reopened right now. So if you have a weak stomach, if you don't like gore on your screen, then please step away now. And a lot of you have been asking for visual images of the players we're talking about. So let me bring one up in case some of you have forgotten what he looks like. So I'll chuck that up for you guys right now. But Chris Wood has been confirmed as Forest's first signing. Romano's broken it this morning. I mean, come on, Romano, man. At least Romano didn't remind us in his tweet, as I'm about to do now. So whatever. But we'd already spent 4 million on this plank of wood. 4 million plus 15 million. That equates to a total of 19 million. For a player that played 3.2 seconds of a game and 3 games before that and forced us into buying him. Now, is he as bad as I'm making out? Honestly, guys, I don't see him as a Premier League player anymore. For me, he's had his time. He's had his day. He's passed it, and he's just not Premier League quality. Now, as backup for Taiwo, I don't mind it too much, but I would rather Forest were looking for someone who would challenge Taiwo rather than replace Taiwo during injury. I think we need healthier competition, especially up front. And I really do hope that Forest buy another striker to at least challenge Taiwo. For me, the only way Wood should get in is if Taiwo is injured. Let's talk you through the details, remind everyone about it. So this was a January deal that was done. It was a loan with an obligation to buy. Forest paid 4 million. Yes, 4 million. Not for the whole transfer fee, no, because he's barely worth that anyway. We paid that for the loan fee. And the obligation to buy would kick in once Christopher Wood had crossed the white line 4 times. He crossed that white line 4 times and then went off injured. And then we never saw him again. And I honestly think that injury, and I mean no harm or anything to any players. I don't want any players injured, especially if they're Forest players. But I really do think, had he not got injured, Forest may no longer be in the Premier League. That's how big an impact him not playing, I think, had on Nottingham Forest. And hopefully he recovers and can warm the bench, because I do not see a starting place for him. However, the real question is, was this a signing that Cooper wanted? Because you've got to say probably yes. The reason I say that is that he came straight into the team. I remember he signed at like 1 o'clock and by 2 o'clock he was named on the team sheet. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little, but literally a day after he signed, he was registered and put straight into the team with, I think, 1 training session under his belt. And we all know Cooper likes to bed players into the training system first before chucking them in. So it does say to me that maybe he was a Cooper signing. However, at that time and at that stage, Taiwo was injured. So potentially we were just desperate to get a number 9 on the pitch, even if it was some deadwood in the shape of Chris Wood. But Newcastle fans, I know you're watching this, and I know you're laughing, and I know you're rejoicing. Have your moment right now. It's all fine, because they have now scammed us out of £25 million. £25 million. 19 million on Chris Wood and 6.4 million, I think it is, on Shelvey. What is going on with this connection with Newcastle, man? Why are we still picking up their OAP retirement projects and bringing them in to Forest retirement home? I don't know. Hopefully though, we learn from it. Look, there is no guarantee that any transfer is going to be a success. You could buy 30 players like Forest did, or you could buy 6 players like Forest did, and there will still be flops in there. There's no guarantee. But I think it's safe to say that Chris Wood was a flop. He had his one moment where he scored that worldie from miles out. It was at least 2.5 yards out. Put it in to level us up against Man City. Now, in the greater scheme of things, that 1 point could have been crucial and huge and worth 120 million and retained our Premier League survival. However, it didn't really matter in the end because we survived quite comfortably. So the argument for that one, although at the time felt huge, looking at it with hindsight, did it really impact the season? You could argue it carried some momentum, but after that we went on a crazy loss streak and didn't win for ages. So it's up to you guys how you think. But unfortunately, Chris Wood is a Forest player. But look, who cares about my opinion? It's about your opinion. Do you see this as a good signing? Now, for example, Simon, he always goes on about that I'm too harsh on Chris Wood. Chris Wood hasn't put a foot wrong on the pitch. I argue back, I barely notice him putting a foot on the pitch. But what Simon's argument with Chris Wood is that he hasn't been given the service. And to an extent, I do agree with that. But is it because he's not in the right positions to get that service? Because look at Awani, he made those runs in behind. I take you back to the Palace match, the Arsenal match. He's running on the shoulder of the defenders, getting in behind them. It's something that Chris Wood can't do. Chris Wood thrives on good crosses into the box, being the link man and getting wingers to operate around him. And that's not really Forest style currently. We barely cross the ball into the box, apart from that delicious one from Lodi the other week. And we barely use the striker to overlap the wingers because we don't really play down the left-hand side either. So I don't think his style suits Forest. Look, can he score? Can he finish? Yes, he still can. Those traits don't tend to go with age. However, pace goes with age. But pace is something that Chris Wood has never had or never been blessed with in abundance. Therefore, he probably can play longer into his 30s than some other strikers that were reliant on pace throughout their career. I'm just trying to make a case, but honestly, guys, I can't hide it. I see this as terrible, terrible business. This was 19 million plus the Shelvey 6 million, 25 million that could have been spent elsewhere. When we're arguing over Lodi and 30 million or not for Lodi, these two would have provided that money for Lodi because Lodi in the pounds would have been about 26 million. So for me, that's why it's been bad business. But get your thoughts in down below and let me know. Don't forget tonight, we've got a Grumpy Old Reds live stream with an open mic where we will be doing a huge season review, talking about our favourite bits on the pitch, our worst bits on the pitch, our most stressful moments, all that kind of stuff. And we'll be asking you guys to come on and do the same. And obviously plenty of other stuff and the usual banter as well. So make sure you join us for that. Before you leave, please don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to Forest Fan TV if you are new. And we will see you tonight, I think about 9 o'clock. So make sure you're ready, got your popcorn out and looking for a bit of entertainment. And as always, come on you Reds.